Hola amigos, this is Level 12, and today I am going to be letting y'all meet my OC Susan, who, as you can see, is kind of a monster girl. The one that is clearly hand-drawn is, I made it with some watercolor, uh, a, a fine-tip Sharpie, and just went at it. As you can see, it's not the best. I'm not really good with watercolor. I like using them. I think it's a fun way to, color your drawings, but I'm not the best at it. Also, I don't own any actual watercolor brushes. All I have are oil paint brushes, and I love using them, but it's hard to get like her buttons and her little hair clip sometimes. And then the other one that is very clearly digital, I made using my pixel art program. It's a browser based program. If y'all want me to talk more about that, I can, but basically, I just used a lot of their line tools to like get her head and get the shape of her dress. But yeah, her name's Susan. She's a monster girl. She's about 5 to 6 years old, and so now I'm going to tell y'all her origin story and the actual story and her family and all that jazz. So the origin slash the concept for Susan and her story actually came from two different sources. The story and her father's personality came from this game called Pinstripe, which is about a priest searching for his daughter in this weird limbo-like state. I don't 100% remember the story. I just remember at the time when I watched it, which was not originally because I watched Jacksepticeye do a playthrough of it, so I watched it well after Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it. But I was so enamored with, one, the art, and two, the story of a priest looking for his daughter and grappling with, is sticking to his faith. I really like that story. And then Susan's design is actually based off the main character from the manga Kuro, which means black. As you can see, with the hair and the dress, it's pretty similar. Some things were taken from that manga as well. The girl's parents are also missing, and the entire point of Susan's story is she's looking for her parents. So this is where the origin and the concept came from. This is what really gave me the idea. I will link below Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Pinstripe. Kuro is actually a web comic. You can probably find it somewhere on the web that isn't illegal, so I highly recommend doing that. So the story idea was Susan lives in a well-to-do family, and her father works as the village's priest. Susan's mother married Susan's father with a large dowry attached. Thus, they live in kind of the lap of luxury. One night during a thunderstorm, Susan wakes up and goes to sleep in her parents' bed. However, she finds they are not there and ventures to search the huge mansion for them. This was back when I really wanted to do video games, and I still kind of want to do video games. It's not like at the forefront of my mind, but the original thought for this was to be played as a point and click game, kind of like Little Misfortune, the company that did Little Misfortune, and they did another game, and I prefer their other game. I can't remember it right now. Or an RPG maker like Heta Oni or Imaginary Friends that I'm playing right now, with this kind of creepy, cute aesthetic. I thought that would be really nice. You know, we have these like horror themed elements, but it's a really cute looking game. Like, in my head, I know I imagined it to have a lot of like pinks and blues and just looking very not like your classic horror game, though I guess the style I ended up developing with Susan was a little bit more making fiends, I guess. So let's go into our characters. So the first one is Susan. She's about 5 to 6 years old. She's 4 feet tall, which I know is kind of tall for a 5 to 6 year old, but let's just go with it. She's naive, shy, and she's very quiet. So Susan was born into wealth and thus experienced the great luxuries. Private school, nice clothing, tutors. She very sheltered life. However, she is also doted on by her parents and often turns to them when she feels scared. Her imagination also makes up the Bible that her father loves into a thing of nightmares. Like, there's like really like questionable stories. Let's not get into it. So she likes dolls, playing outside, summertime sweets, animals. I wanted her to be the super innocent kind of child. And when I think of innocence, I just think of nice things. She dislikes the cold, the dark, loud noises, and demons. She's super afraid of going to hell, not gonna lie. So the next character is her father, and I know this is Marceline's dad. I know that. I specifically looked it up because I found it a little funny, but I just wanted, like, from, like, his neck down. You're never supposed to actually see Susan's parents' faces. You're just supposed to see, like, from their neck down, like, that woman from the Powerpuff Girls, because there's a certain awe and mystery of never being able to see their faces. So you're supposed to see his tie and then his suit, but that's it. He's in his mid-40s, he's about 6'2", he's stern, caring, and respected among his people. Susan's father is a God-fearing man and wishes to instill that into his parish. In church, he may seem like a strict and unforgiving preacher. In reality, he's very kind and loving. He just wants to save people's souls. He's regarded as a model husband and father. So he likes his job, he likes his family heirloom, he likes his family, and he smokes his pipe. He dislikes sinners, punishments. He dislikes having to dole out punishments, though he sees that they're necessary. He doesn't like them. He doesn't like to do that, though. He also dislikes rowdy children. He hates, like, children, like, crying or screaming in his church. Even if they're, like, kind of young, he thinks it's disrespectful, which I think is, like, funny. So the next character is the mother. She's in her early 40s. She's 5'8". She's loving, elegant, and sociable. Susan's mother was raised in a, quote, proper home and passes those skills on to her daughter. She has an air of being royal about her. While she loves her husband dearly, she is ambivalent? Ambivalent? I can't pronounce that. About his teachings and Christianity in general. She likes classical music, her family, expensive clothing, dressing up, and her daughter. She dislikes scoundrels, I was going to put poor people, but I thought scoundrels was better. Childish petulance. She has no patience for children that won't, like, be obedient. And she dislikes filth. So now we get into our two actual side characters, which are Susan's friends. So the first character is Saint Anthony, which she will eventually call Tony. Originally, I had them as young adults, but I'm like, that's a little weird, so I made them young teens. So we have him at age 15 to 16. He's 5'10". His personality is intelligent, kind, and stuffy. As a patron saint of lost things, Tony is quite bright and insightful. He prefers to help guide people to their missing item rather than find it for them, so the person he helps can gain a greater appreciation for said item. His patience can be rather short, though. He likes order, timeliness, and tea with honey. He dislikes chaos, slackers, and elegance. So Tony is supposed to be kind of that, not stuffy, but that proper big brother kind of character. He's supposed to be helping Susan find her parents, because he knows where they are. He just has to, like, guide her there. He's not just gonna poof them there. And I see him being a really big help, and I actually created him and the other saint last night when I'm like, wait, how is this story gonna work? Because Susan has no idea how to navigate this house. So we have these characters, and he wouldn't appear in a human form for the majority of the game. He would actually look like a little sprite, kind of like that blue thing from Legend of Zelda. I couldn't find a picture of that, but you get the gist. And then the other saint is Saint Raphael, which, by the way, I thought he was like that warrior angel. That is Saint Michael or Saint Michael. That is, they're two different people, but it worked. So he's about 12 to 13. He's 5'5", which I know is also kind of tall for a 12-year-old. Just roll with it. He's hot-headed, stubborn, and protective. As the patron saint of travelers, he's also the patron saint of many other things, but travelers, Raphael is dedicated to helping those through their journeys, be that by providing safe passage or warding off evil. Raphael will do whatever he can to help those in his custody. So I wanted him to be the warrior of the group. That's not necessarily what he is, but it works. He likes challenges. He likes things that aren't easy. He likes overcoming difficulties. He likes new people, fighting, and put drinking, that was back when he was older. He no longer likes to drink. He's again 12 to 13. Let's I forgot about that, but he does not like drinking. He dislikes nagging people that nag him, jerks, and being bossed around by other angels, because he is one of the younger ones. Though he takes his job super seriously, the other angels are just like, no you don't. So that is basically my OC Susan and her entire backstory, and more or less the story for it. Last night I did start actually working on the story for Susan. I got tired, so I stopped. I got like 3 paragraphs in, but it's fine. So I don't know if it's gonna be an actual short story, or if I'm gonna try and put it in like a game script, like, you know, write it out like a script. I'm not entirely sure. We're just gonna see where it goes, because that middle part is super foggy to me. I've mapped out everything but the middle part of the story, and that's where the chunk of the action happens. So yeah, let me know if you want me to update y'all with anything on this, if I actually finish it, or if y'all are just cool. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more random fandom things. Ciao, chicos.